What's going on, friends? James Nguyen here with the Alpha Red Comic Channel. Hopefully things are working okay. I wasn't going to do one today. I mean, I was, but I want the night off. But I do have some time this afternoon, and so I'm going to squeeze it in so that we don't miss a week. So I didn't tell anybody. I was trying to get some things out as far as Alpha Red number 6 and the Kickstarter stuff. So, but we're going to jump right into it because I'm not really situated. We're just going to jump over to this live stream, easy for me to say, setup here where we're going to draw this guy right here, Michaelangelo, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because why not? Because everybody loves a turtle, okay? And so, so we're just going to jump right in. Happy New Year, guys. Happy New Year. I hope that you had a great celebration with family and friends. And we are going to jump right in and ink us up some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So I didn't tell anybody, I didn't announce it anywhere that I was going to be doing this. So I am not surprised that that there's something wrong with the chat, with the feed. Of course there is. Maybe. Excellent. That's excellent. Let's hit that. Are we streaming? Are we streaming or are we not streaming? It says we're streaming, but it doesn't look like we're streaming. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Does it want to? It's not opening up. Let's try this. If you are actually watching, I don't see anybody watching, but let us see. Do I have to start over? Do I want to make the switch? Nope, there I am. Here it is. I won't have to start over. I'm just going to go ahead. It is what it is, guys. And if you're watching this later, which most of you hopefully will be, you will forgive me, as I made an assumption that I was having problems, because I typically have problems, but I don't have any problems. And but I did want to show you guys. I don't know. Did I show you guys this last week? This is what I'm doing. This is Alpha Red number 7. Thumbnails are starting. I will be scripting this one. Mr. Ray McKay, the writer of Alpha Red number 6, also helped out with the plots. I gave him a plot to kind of run with, and then he did up a story. So I am pretty excited about that. But I wanted to get back to scripting because I do enjoy the scripting part of it. So that is what is currently on the table. Actually, I just started the full-size cover. The full-size cover of this. So this is the oops, no, that was the original thumbnail. Didn't like that. So this is what I'm going to use. Hang tight with me. Just because you are here and you deserve a sneak peek at the real McCoy here. Oh, can I fit it on this? I cannot fit it on the board. Let me see if I can sneak it on. Here we go. This is the actual size. It's going to be 11 by 17. Huge. You're going to be introduced to the Searcher and to my man Zedkiel. So who are they? You will have to wait to find out. So that's the preview of things to come. And this is also the design of Zedkiel. It's design in progress because I don't have to finish him for a little bit. So on the cover, he's only there for just his head. And so just going to work on his head. And then as far as the rest of the the rest of the design, it would all have to come later. So I am using Pigma Micron. The oils on my hand have rubbed off the all the numbers. This is an O2 Pigma Micron. I think that this guy is not great. He's not healthy. He's running out, so we're gonna try grabbing another guy here. And because I'm working on the face, I'm gonna stick with a smaller thing. So I'm going with the O1 Pigma Micron. So I want to maintain as much of the detail as possible. And if you had joined me the last 2 weeks, I'm trying some looser kind of inks because my man Dave Santos from Portugal mentioned that my lines are too perfect, and he preferred it a little looser, and there's something to be said about that. So I am going to give that an attempt. So hopefully people who are going to catch me later will join me. Will forgive me for not making the announcement that I am going early today instead of 8 o'clock is what time I typically do my draw stream. And I just wanted a night off on a Sunday night. Yesterday we had quite the snowstorm where I am, and we did a lot of shoveling. My wife and I and one of my sons did some shoveling, and then we did some snow stuff around here, and I did not get a chance to really relax. And so I am looking forward to relaxing tonight. So that is why I'm doing a draw stream at 4 and not at 8 o'clock as I normally do. So forgive me, my friends who typically join me at 8 o'clock to hang out and talk comics. And we can talk comics. Anybody who is interested. That's what I typically do, is I get on and I see, I think that's enough for his face, enough detail. So I get on and I talk about what comics I've read this week, and I gotta tell you, I am excited about the comic that I am currently reading. It is an oldie but a goodie. I asked for this comic as a Christmas gift, and thankfully my wife obliged, and she bought me Daredevil, Man Without Fear. Hang on, let me grab it. So this is the trade paperback for it. I had it in its original version, which the covers look like this. Not that. Yeah, like this over here. But they were really cool. This was like all this red stuff over here was like foil, a foil stamped thing. And I forgot how much I liked Frank Miller's writing. It is just, I don't know, there's so much depth to the story compared to the comics that we get today. And maybe there are writers out there who are doing it and doing it well, but they're not on my radar. So if there is a Frank Miller type writer out there and they're making comics like Daredevil, Man Without Fear, I would be very interested in that. But yeah, that is what is currently next to my reading, all my reading places. So I am very excited about that Christmas gift. And I do have a box of Christmas gifts right next to me. And I promised last week that I was going to go through it, and then I forgot, even though it was sitting right next to me. did not go through the Christmas box. So I would be happy to share that with anybody who would like. I mean, it depends on if I get this done, this drawing done today, and I have some time to kill. I would love to share my Christmas gifts with you. So, did you guys ring in the new year with family and friends, or did you do the old guy thing like I did, where I just went to sleep? It's probably asleep by 10:30, 11 o'clock-ish. So, let me, here we go. I forgot to do this. Forgot to block out some of the thing here. I wonder if whiteout. My wife also got me whiteout. That was a stocking stuffer. So there's one gift for you. So I'm going to make the nunchuck come out to cover part of the title here, which makes it look just that much more legit, in my humble opinion. So I'm going to just cover up some of this so that when I draw it, it will look like my drawing was actually a part of the original thing. What's going on, Jay Scott? You got an early day today. Are you in at work? Happy Sunday, brother. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year. Did I catch you at work again? Or is this you're just preparing to get into work? I am running. I wanted to take tonight off, so and I did not want to miss the draw stream. So thank you for jumping on, bro. Thank you. So how was? I don't remember if you were on the chat last week. So how was your Christmas? Did we talk about your Christmas gifts? What'd you get? Get anything good for Christmas? So I want to do this early because I want to give it time to dry, and then when I get into it, it will have, hopefully it will have dried for me. No foot of snow here in St. Louis. Wow, a foot of snow. Do you guys typically get snow? That much snow? I mean, we get it here in Syracuse, and that is partly why I am doing an early draw stream. It was because we were taking care of snow yesterday, and I did not get the proper Saturday rest that I enjoy. So I'm going to take tonight and just kind of relax a little bit. A foot of snow in St. Louis. Is that the Blair, the winter storm Blair? Since when are we naming winter storms now? That's something Blair related. Yeah, we had, probably a foot and a half of snow here. Maybe more. I should ask my son. He plows. So he just got in this morning after plowing like for what seemed like 2 days straight. I mean, he went out. He owns the plow company, so he's got to get the plow set up and the routes kind of made sure that the guys are called in and all that craziness. But yeah, a foot and a half in St. Louis. No, we were in St. Louis in 2021, I want to say. My kids and I, back in the COVID, the year of the COVIDs. And we took a road trip out Midwest because it was way locked down here and you guys were less locked down out there. So my kids went to a camp in Springfield. went to a camp, and my wife and I went then down to, was it Brantford? Is that a town in St. Louis? That sounds right. But we went to the Arch. We wanted to do the touristy thing because we were right there and we didn't want to miss out on the tourist trap of the Arch. The Arch. Got a nice couple of sketchbooks for Christmas for my daughter and some pencils, and we get good snow here, but in the last decade, it's hit or miss. Yeah, it's kind of the same way up here in Syracuse. We are typically one of the snowiest. We fight with Buffalo, New York, as the snowiest city in America each year. Typically, we're 1 and 2, number 1 and number 2. But in the past couple years here, we have not gotten a whole lot of snow. But we're getting it this year, it seems. Seems like it's back to normal-ish, is what I'm told. Hasn't been too bad since we moved up here. I've got a son who really digs the snow and the skiing. So when I say it's bad, it's not that bad. He's like, it hasn't been this good in a long time. So he's a happy camper. Mostly. When he can get out there. I'm not a huge fan of chains, guys. I don't know what the chains are looking like on your end, but the chains driving me crazy. So I'm keeping the inks much looser, especially on the draw stream here, the Sunday draw streams, because of someone who mentioned that they thought that my lines were a little too perfect and thus making them a little bit stiff and boring, maybe. Maybe that's what he was implying. And I can't disagree too much. I can see that. So I'm going to go back to the more rough style of inking that, I used to do this a long time ago. Just kind of lots of lines like this. What's going on, Rod? I'm glad that you were able to catch me here. I'm not going to be on at 8. And I was like, boy, I just wanted to take the night off. It's like, I don't know if anybody's going to catch me. And so I just turned everything on. And away we go. And I am thankful that you guys found me anyway. This is all I would be doing anyway on a Sunday as I prepare for the Sunday night sketch. I'm usually laying out the pencils and then I'm listening or watching YouTube while I do it. So I'm glad that we all have similar habits here. YouTube is the cure for boredom on a Sunday. Helps get us prepared for the week. What do you guys think? I know I appreciate it that you guys hang out with me on a Sunday night, and I'd like to think that I help you ring in the work week as an alternative to football. I forgot that football was on. I used to watch NFL all the time. I was a big Redskins fan, and as I was moving from Pennsylvania to New York, they were going through the identity crisis that was the Washington football team. And they were doing not so great. So I said, you know what? I do not need to support a team that doesn't know and doesn't respect its own history. So I popped out And it's really hard this year to stay popped out because the Bills are doing well up here. And this is Bills Nation is what they call it. They are believers. So as a Christian, I do find those t-shirts clever where it says I am a believer. So very funny, very funny. So it's hard to kind of miss that I am in Bills country and the Bills are doing well. And I don't know, did they make the playoffs? I'll find out here shortly. I don't know if there are any football fans out there, but I should know, but I don't. We don't all hold that same opinion. Which opinion? I forgot to. I didn't look up the opinion of. You'll have to tell me what my opinion was that you disagree with. So, I don't know. Are you guys picking up the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from IDW? I had high hopes when they rebooted it that it was going to be something that I could jump onto. And, I'm hot off the nostalgia bait of Transformers and G.I. Joe from Skybound. And then they were rebooting Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I was like, yes, they're going to get it. They're going to do what they did with Skybound. And they're going to reward the fans from the 80s with some good comics. And apparently it's just a continuation of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 150, where they stopped it and they renumbered it for no reason. So I don't know what happened in issue number 150, and I don't know why it starts off the way it starts off. But yeah. So, Michaelangelo was probably my third favorite turtle. Probably went Leonardo, then Raphael, then Michaelangelo, and then Donatello. But I don't know if I probably mentioned it here before, but people are huge fans of Donatello. Donatello's got a lot of fans. Yes, the Bills are in the playoffs. Second in the AFC division to the Chiefs. Ooh. Are they going to make it past the Chiefs? Are the Chiefs running out of steam? What do the injuries look like for the Chiefs? Can we get some more injuries? We do have some Chiefs fans up here. It's funny how a couple of Super Bowls make for some converts, some convenient converts. I'm just saying. I guess fans got to be made somehow, and that tends to be a pretty good reason to jump on board. Let me see. I want this to be like this, and then it circles around small like that. This will be long. Methinks. You guys will forgive me, right? And then see if I can pull out let's see if I can get away with this. Throw this in here. Make some really nice circles. I think I gotta go with my handmade nonsensical ones and see if we can't make it all work together. Let's see. Let's do a little smaller one. I think that was an 8. Was that an 8? No. That was an 8. We'll keep it with an 8. This is the boring stuff. Using the rulers and stuff. But it pays off. It definitely pays off when you do it right. So, I don't know if that looks like a spinning nunchuck. That's what we're going with. So, I don't know. Are you guys... Who's going to make it to the Super Bowl? So, it could be Chiefs or Bills, and then who's the NFC? Who's the NFC team? Was somebody saying the Dolphins? No, the Dolphins would be AFC. Who would be NFC that I'm not hearing? Is that the Rams? I heard Rob Liefeld was going crazy about the Rams. How about the Skins? Were the Skins in? The Commanders, I mean. The Commanders. I heard that they pulled out a win. Are they close? Eagles, Lions, or Vikings? Wow, that's kind of all over the map. When I checked out, I don't think the Lions were. I think the Lions were still not great. I mean, they had a couple of years there where it was like on the cusp. But I don't remember them being good at all. And the Vikings, wow, they haven't been good in so long. So long. All right. How's it looking, guys? How's it looking? What are we looking at? Almost halfway there. Almost halfway to the hour mark. And I might stay on just a little bit just because this is a bigger picture and I have time. I'll probably have until about 5:15-ish before I get help. I get asked to help with dinner, or at least I pop downstairs to pretend like I'm willing to help. Eagles, Lions, or Vikings? Yikes. Now, where I come from, Eagles were like the home team. It was Eagles and Philadelphia were the typical NFL teams. I came from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, which is right between Philly and Pittsburgh, and so you got the irritating fans of both sides. Let's see, I went that way, but I think I want to go that way with the shell. I want the shell. I'll go that way. So lots more. I gotta do lots more like little lines to give like some energy. Lions and Vikings are both 14-2. What? And play tonight for the division crown. Yikes! So that'll be 8 o'clock. So I'll save you guys so you guys can watch it now. You guys can watch it because you won't be watching the Sunday night draw stream. See, I was looking out for you guys. I'm looking out for Lions and Viking fans who also are fans of the Sunday night draw stream. There's probably 0.1 of you out there. I'm kidding. Let's see. I don't know what I was thinking about his nunchuck right here. So, like, is it holding back like this? And so, do I need? Let's put out a pencil and not just think about it. Let's look at it. So if you're joining me late, I did give you a sneak peek of the cover to Alpha Red number 7 that I'm currently working on, where I introduced 2 new characters. And I also let you see the design of the one character. Zetkiel. Is that what that would look like there? We're going to say yes. So you guys will have to watch the rewind if you want to check out the teaser for the cover of Alpha Red number 7. So an update on Alpha Red number 6. So Alpha Red number 6 is here, but I am waiting on the homage covers to come in. It's a different printer because with the Alpha Red number 6 regular edition, I did it as a I did it with offset printing, which only makes sense if you do a high volume of issues. And that's how you can get the price from, like, I currently pay almost $3 for a $5 comic from the print on demand printer that I use, which is who I used for the regular, the homage covers. So to get it down to about $1 a piece, you have to order it in the thousands. And because I was able to raise some money from the Kickstarter and the Indiegogo and the Fund My Comic, the crowdfunders, that helped get that offset printing cost down. So I don't know if you guys caught the lives or the shorts or whatever I did with Instagram. I think I put it on here too as a short when the offset printing of the regular covers arrived. So I have the offset, the printing regular edition of Alpha Red number 6 in hand. So I'm getting some of those out the door tomorrow. I've gotten some of them out the door already yesterday. Or no, not yesterday, because it was a snowstorm. Just today then. I dropped it off today at the UPS. Let's see. Let's see. Can you print out shipping label? Oh, getting a message from from the wife, who doesn't know that I jumped on for a live stream. I did not even tell her. So hopefully that looks right. And we'll keep this stuff. We'll keep that kind of, do a little hinting that this is in motion. Kabamski. And put his bicep in there. And this is a 3. Okay. So this gives me the ability to kind of keep it looser, keep the energy going, like Mr. Santos suggested, all the way from Portugal, who only likes manga, and says that my perfect lines lack the energy. So we're going to give it a go. A little looser, a little more energy. Do like, what's his name? Ken Rockefort. Yeah, I think he has a less polished style, but he's got a lot of energy. I like his stuff. It's actually the cover I got. I don't know if you guys are picking up Kneel Before Doomface. That's the Aaron Sparrow independent comic. And one of the covers is drawn by Ken Rockefort. And I always liked this stuff, but I was not in a position to collect comics because I was broke at the time that he was working working hard for his money. So I missed out on pretty much everything that he did. I mean, I would watch from afar, admire his art style and the books that he worked on. But I did not own any Rockefort, I think his name is. But his stuff has a lot of kind of a looser energy. Okay. So, just didn't want to miss anything. Drawing in. Looking at the chat is near impossible. So if you weren't here when I wished everybody a Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Any goals for the new year that you guys want to share? I would like to produce 2 issues of Alpha Red this year. Issue 7 and 8 I'm hoping to complete. And we're off to a bumpy start, to be honest. I thought I would be about 5 or 10 pages into issue number 7, but I am only on the thumbnail stage. So, but there is time. It's early in the year. I don't want to give up on my goals just yet. But a lot of it stems from the lateness of Alpha Red number 6 that pushed it into Thanksgiving. And then the Thanksgiving holiday, and until now, I just didn't have the time. It's the end of the year for me for work, and that just means that my workload gets a little bit heavier until probably mid-January. And it kind of settles down for a little bit and picks back up until mid-March. And then it levels out. So I don't have the margin for the side hustle. So I am looking forward to working on issue number 7. Story is ready to go, rocking and a rolling. It will be more wingman centered. That will be the direction of Alpha Red overall. I will start adding more characters, and it will feel more like not a team book, because he'll team up with Wingman in the next 2 issues, and then Wingman will go away for a long, long time, actually, unless you guys want to see more Wingman, and then we'll see if we can't get an artist to come and do just a Wingman standalone mini-series. I know that my writer is very partial to Wingman, and he wants to write a bunch of stuff for Wingman. I just don't have the time to draw it. And I have a story. I have a long-range story, a 10-year story. If I can be so bold as to cast a vision for 10 years of Alpha Red. I want to have 60 issues. I want it to hit Alpha Red number 60 by the end of 2035. Big goal, especially for me and the amount of Alpha Red that I typically put out. So going from 1 issue of Alpha Red every 2 years to an attempt at 1 a year. I put out issue number 5 in 2023, And issue number 6 was supposed to come out here in 2024, last year. Already last year. I haven't seen you guys since last year. It still gets me when people are that goofy and they say silly stuff like that. I haven't seen you since last year. And it's like a day. You're in January 1st. And you saw them December 31st. I haven't seen you since last year. I know it's cheesy, but it makes me laugh. Like, no, we did it. Let's see. J. Scott says, this year I want to get better at drawing. God knows it's a work in progress. For sure. The more hours you put in, it's like every one of those things of advice. 10,000 something. So it's either 10,000 hours of drawing or 10,000 bad pictures gets you to the good pictures. So you choose which 10,000 you would like to conquer first. So you can knock out 10,000 pictures in less time than 10,000 hours, because you can definitely draw more than one picture an hour. So, but yeah, that is it is a worthy pastime. I would think it is a worthy goal to get better. I had a goal to sell 5,000 issues of Alpha Red in 2024. I did not hit that goal. But I'm going to keep the same goal for 2025. And I didn't know how I was going to sell 5,000 copies of Alpha Red in 2024. So that was kind of like just speaking it into existence kind of thing. And I didn't realize how hard it would be. But I sold over 1,000. So that was, and the highest I had ever sold was probably 250, maybe 300 in a year when I was hustling. But I didn't have issue number 5, so it was hard to get people to buy into Alpha Red number 1 through 4 with the question mark on when issue number 5 was going to come out to finish the story. So with issue number 5 complete, it was much easier to sell a complete story. And so that's why with issue number 6, I kept it pretty much a standalone comic. So you can pick up issue number 6 and never have read any of the other issues and still get a good story. Now you get a more fulfilling story if you've read issues number 1 through 5, because I do hint at it. It is a continuation of what happens in issues 1 through 5. But any other resolutions? Rod, you want to share a resolution? Of course, I always want to lose weight. But yeah, issue number 6 is a fun read, and it is a continuation of issues 1 through 5. Now, when it gets to issue number 9, that's when my 10-year plan kind of kicks in. I mean, the 10-year plan kicks in this year. Starts this year. 2 comics this year, maybe 3 next year, and then 4 the following year, and for a couple years until I figure out how to do 6 a year. And of course, that means hiring more people to help. But I have a story that I want to get out there, and hopefully you guys will join me. Hopefully I can keep it interesting enough as I combine all my favorite things into the stories that I enjoy. I don't have any delusions of grandeur of living off of Alpha Red, but you never know. I'm not gonna not wish for that, but not counting on it. I don't like to set myself up to fail. It is disheartening. We do every year. My family gets together on New Year's Day, and we go over the resolutions that we made the previous year to see if we accomplished it, and then set new goals. And apparently I've been trying to lose 15 pounds for the past 5 years, and that didn't happen. That continues not to happen. So it is a bit of a bummer. And I think my older son was a little disappointed to hear how far he was from his business goals, but he set them pretty high. And he got so much farther than I would even dream of as a nearly 50-year-old adult. So he is young enough to dream big. I think as we get older, we think that we know more than we actually know, and we don't push ourselves far enough to see what else is possible. So his naive, optimistic goal was not met, and so he was a little disappointed. And I have no doubt he's going to hit it this year, though. But he wanted to increase the goal this year, but I don't know that he felt that day, at that moment as we were doing it, that he wanted to share what his goal might be. So I'm super proud of how far he's gotten and how hard he works. So no shame in that, but you know, he is one to be harder on himself than the people around him. So, and that's how he's gotten as far as he's gotten. Hopefully, Jay Scott says, hopefully everything goes well for you and Alpha Red. Just trust God's plan. Amen. Amen, bro. That is all I can do. And it hasn't been this good for Alpha Red until I really decided that here very recently. I didn't know what I was going to do with Alpha Red, and 2024 was really just kind of leaning into everything that God had planned for Alpha Red, and just not shying away from it, just getting it done, not making excuses, and just putting it out there. And it doesn't have to sell 1 million, but I am so grateful for all the people, all the kind words from the people who have found it and who share it. And you know, he's given me a story. I'm going to finish it. That's pretty much what I did with Alpha Red 1 through 5. I wanted to give up many, many times. And he just said, nope, you can't. I mean, I changed careers, moved states, which left me with very little time to have a side hustle. But I said, I don't think I can do this. And every time I sat down to draw, I couldn't let these stories go. So I said, all right, you win, God. I'll just keep doing Alpha Red. And it's been such a blessing since. You know, I get the opportunity to do a lot of other things now too, because of how far I've gotten with Alpha Red. So just going to keep on keeping on. We're getting there here, guys. What do you think? Does this have the energy of a manga comic. So is manga the future of comics? Or will we, here in the West, hold on to our superhero type stories of heroism, truth, justice, and the American way, the morality and the rebelliousness that comes from being American? Even though I'm an immigrant, I grew up with all the American rah rah rah, the spirit, and sometimes the pitfalls of all that stuff. You know, you take a lot of this for granted. I think a lot of people take America and the freedoms of America for granted, and they don't believe in American exceptionalism because they've been told that we're not exceptional. Just imagine if you reminded people how America started, all the good stuff, not all the bad stuff, because you can't start off perfect. There's no perfect country. So, one more knee pad, guys. One more knee pad, and then we can go in. And whenever I put in like the thicker black lines, all of it's just going to pop. Pop, pop, pop. Pop, pop, pop. So yeah, any other resolutions out there? Work resolutions? I've got, I did add to my resolutions this year some work goals, because I haven't had work goals in a while, just because I don't usually dictate my work goals. And a few years ago, I kind of caught a really big fish, and maintaining the big fish has been the work goal. So I have not added increasing my work goals, my work sales numbers as a work goal. But this year, I feel like I owe it to my employer to get back, cast those lines out there and see if I can't pull in another big fish, which I have pulled in big fish since the big fish I'm talking about. But I've not been actively looking for those other big fish. Those other fish that get in the boat are referrals. Let's see. No? Okay. I thought I saw another comment come in. But yeah. Work goals. New job. Anybody looking for a new job? Big moves. So when I do this cross-hatching, I am thinking about shadows and how they're cast. I know it looks almost willy-nilly, but if you look at a real drawing, like a life drawing, if you're trying to draw from a picture, a photograph, you'll notice like there's a major light source, which in this one is coming from the top here, and then there'll be some reflective light that comes up from the bottom, and that's where this is. And then there's a line of contrast in the middle between the reflective light and the main source, and that gives it the sense of form that tells you, that defines in your brain where the curve of that knee pad or whatever that form is. So I think that's it for that. We're gonna go in with a big fatty. Number 5, or do we go straight for the number 8? Let's see if we can control ourselves with the number 8. The number 8, oh, I forgot this guy over here. It's under his nunchuck right there. See if we can't get all those lines. So J. Scott, I would recommend if you're doing comic art stuff, like just sit there and do like parallel lines and like lines to create form as you're like this, as I was coming around, like this was the focal point. So it adds the illusion of perspective, like it's coming at you, you know, or that, you know, the bottom part here is bigger and thicker and it goes into the wrist that is smaller. So I would, that would be a little bit of advice if you're looking for a warm-up, you know, just to get your hands in the right, going through the right motion, because it is very handy for cross-hatching and things like that to make lots of parallel lines, to have that kind of control. Let's add an elbow pad right there. I don't know if people will know that it's an elbow pad, but sometimes you can't worry about it. That's your intention, and if you do it right, people will catch it. If you don't, people won't. And that's just got to be okay. Will do. Thanks for the tips. Yep, absolutely. And you can watch like people who do like real life art and where they pick to shade and shadow things are the same places that you can use your cross-hatching and things like that, as I was saying about the contrast lines and stuff. All right. So when you go back in with the darker the darker pen, you pick up some things that, like I intentionally did that a little bit darker right there to imply a shadow, to imply that his bandana has a little bit more depth to it, and it casts a shadow that's a little bit bigger. And, you know, just little things like that. Like I do like to continue to go around certain objects to bring them to the forefront, so that all the other little details can sink back some. Because if you keep it all the same line weight, then all those details become muddy. You want to give the viewer some help to really understand what lines you are trying to emphasize, like the form that they're supposed to be looking at. So we're gonna go. Actually, I'm gonna go crazy with the nunchuck. Might as well do it because we are running out of time here. I'm gonna go with a big fat guy. Still with the Pigma. Oh no, that's a brush. I don't have enough control for that right now. Where is? Nope, that's not it. That's not it. Where is? Is it in here? Yes, it is. So I'm going to use this Pigma Graphic 1. So it's almost like a Sharpie with the thickness, but it lays down some ink. And the idea is to make this look like it is coming out closer, because your eye's going to be drawn to it with the bold lines. And I don't know if that works for everybody. I don't know if that's a style thing. I want to say it's more of a style thing. But I like to try to draw and ink for black and white. I know that manga, like the current superhero comics, the art style in there, it's very open and it's very dependent on the colorist. So if you get a really bad colorist, I mean, you're sunk. Luckily, most of the Marvel and DC stuff that I see advertised and anything that I pick up, it is really saved by the colorist. So, I mean, I like artwork that can stand alone as a black and white. Now, that's not all the time. Sometimes I don't have the time to put in what I want to put in. But that's comics, you know. It's a commercial endeavor. You want to get it out there. That's part of it, is to get more stuff out to the fans. Where in the world did I put that brush? Where's the 8? That's a 5. Oh, I gotta pull out the other 8. So I'll give this another 5 minutes, guys, just because I don't want to abruptly end it, and I got time. So give it another 5 minutes. Let's see if I missed anything. You're a great artist, man. Thank you, JJ. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for the encouragement. Thank you. I don't always feel like it. So I appreciate it for sure. But yeah, you see how when you trace the lines around it, these other lines just kind of sink back, and you're able to separate, just even in your mind, like what you're supposed to be looking at. Like the top of his head is going to be separated from his shell here, and this part of the shell is going to be separated from this part of the shell, and and so on and so on. And then the nubby thing here, the tie, that'll be different than, say, his bandana. And this comes back here. That's the back of the shell. That's the rim of the shell thing. And then I'll come back in, and the shorthand is the X. I don't know if you knew that, J. Scott. Is where you throw in, like you're to remind yourself later, like go back and don't waste your time right away, but come back to those X's and bring them out by dropping those blacks in and really making that pop. Once you drop like the blacks in, you'll see, hopefully you'll see, is this it? No, this is the brush. Here's the one. Like when you go in here and you drop in the solid black, it should just kind of really make that pop and give it a little bit of depth. This guy looks like he's running out of juice too. My birthday's coming up, so if my wife happens to watch this draw stream, I could use some Pigma Micron pens. Any January birthdays out there? We got 3 birthdays in January in my house. So once it hits October, it's like nonstop until the end of January. Like celebrations between holidays, between birthdays, then holidays, and then back to birthdays. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm gonna finish up. I'm gonna call it quits here on you. I'll post this in the community tab. If you, I don't know who goes through the community tab of someone's channel page, but people do. They find the artwork that I post there. So if you go to my channel and you hit community, you'll see some of the finished stuff that I've posted. Just want to let you know that this thing is available on Etsy. You can go there. The link is in the description below. You can also pick up, where is it? Last week's Cobra Commander is still available. $25 will get it to your house. I think Etsy charges a little fee, and then that's it. I think it's, I don't know. You'll have to ask Rod what the final total is, but yeah, $25 you can get this mailed to your door, plus whatever Etsy charges you. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out on a random Sunday afternoon. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate all of the people who are coming in later. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. I'd love to. We're on our way to 300 subscribers. We just hit 250, so it'll be a little bit, but the next goal is 300. So if you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing and join me every week on a Sunday. It's usually 8 p.m., but I wanted to take the night off. So glad that you joined me. Happy New Year, and I will see you guys next week. Until then, grace and peace. Hitting the outro.
From the shadows he rises with courage in his heart, a beacon of hope. He's ready to start with faith as his armor and a fire in his soul. Alpha Red stands tall, fulfilling his role. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. For the world is safe with Alpha Red. Red. In a world full of chaos, where evil may lurk, he fights for the righteous, his mission and work. Guided by God, with strength from above, he battles the darkness with unyielding love. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. For the world is safe with Alpha Red. Alpha Red. When the night seems too long and hope seems so far, look to the skies, you'll see his bright star. With a prayer and a promise, he faces the fight. Alpha Red shines through, the beacon of light. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. For the world is safe with Alpha Red. So stand tall with courage, let your faith lead the way. With Alpha Red beside us, we'll see a brighter day. For evil may tremble, but never forget, the world is protected by our hero, Alpha Red. Alpha Red. Alpha Red.